Welcome again to our channel of Insta OT Protection. This is Dr. Amit Lal, again, like a working partner with Dr. Shrey Dhawan, who just gave you a nice presentation on YouTube regarding the entire segment of disinfections available for option. Choose today actually, like we have been, most of you know, like for MDS entrance segment a lot for last 14 years. We do have softwares to stream that thing, entire presentation through YouTube, like we did just in the previous video. But since morning, my home internet broadband is facing a lot of problems. Many complaints lost up, but yes, it will take a day or two. The situation has gone bad since the morning. It is the internet is almost collapsing, so I'm not able to stream my presentation with you all. But yes, definitely I'll record it in a day or two, and we will upload it into the channel again. So, but nevertheless, like thank you first of all for watching this video live through our channel, and the topic remains same: the surface disinfection, as critical as your own protection. See, like Dr. Shrey mentioned, we are into this serious venture of disinfection coatings for last more than 2 years now. Though the corona thing enlightened the project with many companies like Google, Microsoft, government ministries, and all that, we have been doing for their places, many clinics, hospitals, nursing homes, schools. But yes, each place where our team goes, we have been meeting and talking to the people, even to the as senior as DM and neurocardiologist and all that. These, like, everybody is aware of this infection, but they are not aware of what exactly, how exactly the surface poses as the biggest threat, as equivalent to protecting myself. In last 1.5 months, what we have seen is doctors, especially chasing for PPE kits, n number of 10 different masks. They have been like shedding out loads of money on buying new equipments like foggers and other chemicals, whatnot. Like, but one thing which we are forgetting is no matter how many PPEs you are wearing as on today in your own operatory, no matter you are wearing one mask, two masks, 10 masks at a time, but the infection is not going to come most likely directly onto your face, directly onto your PPE suit. Not always. Like, the infection will come from any place, any surface which has been touched by a COVID positive patient, and that is going to stay onto the surface for a very long time. That surface which myself or your, God forbid, we touch it, or even our clinic staff touches it, it starts propelling. Like, I touch, say, suppose something which was infected, then I'll touch some other surfaces, even taps, my drawer handles, or my X-ray machine, anything from door handles to TV remote to AC remote, anything and everything is going to be a problem when it comes to the surface contamination. So, like, the agenda for today, what we wanted to share is surface disinfection becomes utmost criticality when we plan to work in our own office, clinic setups, or even like places like schools where the schools are going to be inhabited by so many children and staff at a time. We cannot let the entire enclosure of our clinic or facility, like four walls, roof, floor, all the table, chairs, sofa, furniture, TV, AC, what not possible, like anywhere and everywhere where we touch routinely has to be disinfected properly. And the kind of disinfection which we should be following is the one which actually stays, rather than going randomly with loads of chemicals, like we have been discussing in the previous video by Dr. Shrey, that the chemicals are very popularized by many marketing companies. Like hypochlorite, one of the most, you can say, overrated chemical. Yes, it is very effective for viruses. Even HIV, it is strongly recommended by WHO since ages now. 1% hypochlorite is very effective for strong viruses, but that is meant specifically for the hard surfaces like floors. or you if you have iron or steel tables or something. That's enough, not more than that. The latest article by latest studies on hypo clearly mentions hypo is not as effective to fight COVID in like when we are spraying the hypo over a large surface area, over a large room maybe. Of hypo is one of the most dangerous thing for humans also, and also dangerous for your entire you can say equipments, your chairs, your laser machines, your x-ray machines, wood and everything are going to be damaged by this hypochlorite. Secondly, the hypo degeneration starts the moment it is sprayed, so it cannot be, you can say, used over a longer duration of time. Its action is going to last from few minutes to max 3 to 4 days, not more than that. That is why like hypo is ideal for floors, but not for the entire room, not for your, you can say, taps, door handles, remotes, and all that, table surfaces, dental chairs, machinery, and other places. But yes, for floors, it is a very good thing. You can use it instead of using phenyl and other things. Though it is going to have some smell, odor, bad odor thing. As a dentist, we all know we are very familiar with the and like the kind of aroma it carries, it is very much into our subconscious mind. But we need to have much better solutions. We need to have adopt something which actually stays there for a longer time. In such regard, there are few chemicals available in the world. One of them is based on like organosilanes, tertiary amines impregnated with some quaternary ammonium compound and ethyl alcohol. Like there are three, four companies in the world which make that. We are working with one such company that's called Bacti-Barrier. It has been in the industry for 20 to 25 years now, and that chemical is available with us in form of two situations. One is in the form of wipes. The latest study, even on hypochlorite, what I was mentioning 2 minutes back, was many disinfectants are proved out to be more efficacious when they are wiped on a surface rather than sprayed. Same way, our chemical is also available in the form of wipes. We call it Insta OT wipes. The name was coined by Dr. Shrey based on a simple ideology. The moment you wipe it, that surface becomes instantly like OT, operation theater, that is sterile like OT surface. Okay, so Insta OT is a very like efficient in that regard. It is a chemical which is organosilane blend of tertiary amines, quaternary ammoniums, compounds, and ethyl alcohol. Secondly, the same chemical we are using for electrostatic coating. Guys, if you have observed very clearly the kind of disinfections available in the market as on today, especially for your clinics and offices and schools, everybody talks about spraying. Nobody talks about coating because the chemical they are using is just a spray. It's just something like you do it in your home by using HIT or Big On spray. It is a spray. It cannot have substantivity, it cannot have duration of action which can last up to even hours to days altogether because it's just a spray. But what we do is we use the same chemical which is being used in Insta OT wipes, that is, we told you about from Bacti-Barrier US. The same chemical is electrostatically deposited by us like heavy machines onto the entire operatory, entire office, entire schools, what we are doing nowadays. Using proper mechanism and using proper contact time, the aerosols are being allowed to get deposited on the surface. The beauty of the chemical is it forms a biofilm. It forms a biofilm which stays as long as 30 months, as reported in one study in US that was under a laboratory condition which is totally protected and sanitized on regular basis. But in Indian scenario, when we have been doing this for last 2+ years now, that we have seen the effect to last around 6 to 8 months time. That is why, as on today, the company which we are like working is, we are giving you Insta OT 360 protection. We definitely give you a warranty, but that warranty is for 6 months directly. It means if you are getting that coating done, you are sorted for 6 months of any surface disinfection. The surfaces you can imagine, the moment patient enters, he will touch the door of your clinics. He will enter, he will touch the place where you have a shoe rack. Then he or she will sit on the sofa, maybe go to reception desk. He'll touch that table. He'll come to your chair. He'll come to your consultation table. Anywhere and everywhere the patient comes, he or she is going to touch the surface. That is the beauty of the chemical. What we are using is it stays on the surface. The surface where it stays can be hard, soft, porous, non-porous, fabric, non-fabric nature, anything to everything. The chemicals gets adhered to it and forms a biofilm which stays up to 6 to 8 months. The same chemical when we are using in the form of wipes, I told you Insta OT wipes has an efficacy of 1 to 3 days max, like 24 to 72 hours. We had been doing the testing of this chemical on and off because sometimes even when we started 3 years back dealing with the company, like Intuitive 8 is our company, you all know. Dr. Shrey and myself, we are the co-founders and the partners in that. When we started with this, trust us, like trust me, you, me on this, every day we used to have doubt of the chemical. And every week or every fortnight at least, we were doing testing with some or the other pathology lab. We even approached few central labs. We even approached at our level to the labs like you can say university level to just do the testing and give us a proper report whether this chemical actually works or not. But later on, it was like 8 months old study which was being conducted in Indian Toxicological Research Institute, that is CSIR. Finally, did a 8 months prospective study on the testing, and they found it to be one of the best in this regard. The chemical supported action against all kinds of bacteria, from milder to the dangerous ones, to the viruses like even HIV, SARS type virus, many range of viruses, especially RNA. And the size which they gave us was all the viruses which are of base pairs 5 kbp and above are being killed by this chemical biofilm which is being formed on the surfaces. Like now, Corona times, COVID-19 has got a base pairing of in the range of 26 to 34. So that's why like this chemical is now very much popular and is being exhaustively used. It's so much that we have to like really we are waiting for the next shipment to come, though we are having a stock for next at least 3 months as on today. The coming back to the topic, like these things, like pushing up surfaces, when we go when we do the wipes thing, we test it in the emergency department of one hospital. I won't name it because they would not like it today. We tested in a hospital, the emergency room. They have a trolley, which the trolley was being sanitized on daily basis, at least 10 times in a day, with either povidone scrub or chlorhexidine scrub. After the scrub, 1 hour or so, we used to take a sample, and the sample came out to be very positive for few viruses and few bacteria. Then we did is like what study we did was we just wiped that with the InstaOT wipe, and we started taking cultures after every 2 hours. For the first 24 hours, we took it for 2 hours, 4, 6, 8, and then after that, 12 hours each, we kept on taking the cultures from that table, which was being isolated and being treated by InstaOT wipes. After that, like 72 hours, we find no evidence of it, and we still have the reports done by the Lal Path Lab, one of the standard in the pathology culture. Then we started then we entered into this production of this product, and as on today we are running short of the quantity because factories are yet to open and open enter into the new production of the product. So this is how this story of surface disinfection goes by. I'm really apologizing you all for not being able to show my presentation due to a very bad connectivity. I started the session with that only. Since morning, my house is not having a good broadband connection. Recording of this video with a presentation with much more details and significant data that is based on the evidence which has come up in the last 1.5 months related to surface disinfection. Thank you all for keep watching this channel for updates and all, and keep motivating us to bring out something which is good for mankind. And we are really happy to serve the humanity on this these days of epidemic. Thank you. God bless. Stay safe. Stay protected.